Oh, by the way, have you heard from Tony Stark and Captain America?
It's hard enough to keep in touch on a regular day, but the end of times, let's say I don't blame them.
You sent Nick Fury to voicemail?
Yeah.
Comics need conflict. Someone needs to be fighting someone.
You're not going alone.
You gonna stop me?
Put on the suit, let's find out.
I'm not afraid to hit an old man. Put on the suit.
What else are they gonna do with those super muscles? But sometimes the heroes duke it out with other heroes. Look at Cap and Iron Man, or Batman and Superman, or the Hulk and nearly everyone at some point.
Loki, look who it is!
But what about Thor and Wolverine? That's a bit of a different matchup. This isn't just any old fight either.
Not anymore.
They decide the fate of the universe, and no one's pulling a Save Martha, that's for sure. It's a fight to the death, for reals this time.
We're not friends and I don't give a shit about your games. I'm going back to Asgard.
Maybe you've already heard about this storyline, maybe you haven't. But we have to ensure you know where to find it. Even if we tell you what happens, there's nothing quite like experiencing it for yourself. So this little matchup takes place on the pages of Thor number 5, published in 2018. This is the 5th book in the Thor reboot, as penned by Jason Aaron, with the artwork being done by Christian Ward. I do encourage you to check it out once you finish this video. Oh yeah, and since we're discussing the plot and conflict in this comic, a big spoilers on here for Thor Volume 5. If you're still here after that, well, strap in, as we head into a cosmic conflict like no other. Alright, so this issue picks up with Thor after the end of the universe. The god of thunder has aged considerably, as one does, and has helped rekindle some form of life. He's residing on New Midgard with his granddaughters, the goddesses of thunder. There currently seem to be no life left in the cosmos other than the small group of humans settled with the Asgardians in their small refuge, and Jane Foster, who's being kept alive by Thor's magic alone. There is an air of hopelessness, as Thor notes that there is not even an afterlife, not anymore. No other powers exist and the universe is cold and empty, or so they thought. Mjolnir crashes back down, having been sent to search for any said life across the galaxies, and it seems to have found something. Thor immediately sets off to seek out this new discovery. Maybe there's hope in the galaxy after all. A line of fiery energy is not what one expects in the farthest reaches of space, but that's what's there to greet the old god, and greet him it does. The energy heads straight for him. This is beyond what he could have expected. Life, and powerful life at that. And a familiar face to boot. One James Logan Howlett, to be precise. Certainly older than many of us remember him. But he's done pretty well for himself in his senior years, it seems. He's literally on fire. So what's a flaming Wolverine doing out in space anyway? And wouldn't it have been polite to send Thor a heads up or something? Some kind of, hello, I'm alive. You're not alone in the universe.
Well, are you making your voice deeper?
Also, I've got immense power now, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, the reuniting of these two former allies and drinking buddies isn't as happy as Thor would have hoped. It seems that Logan, or rather the Phoenix Force, has an objective here. And that objective is to destroy all life in the universe. Classic. And it's already done some work by extinguishing some of the last remnants, and now it's time for the God of Thunder to burn. One nice little thing this issue does is give us a flashback to a simpler time. Back when Earth was still a thing, Thor and Logan would go out for some drinks. It's a nice scene between the two, as they talk about the best brews they've had and where those are from. As they both lived a lot longer than the average human, they have some interesting answers. Thor also throws in a boast about Odin bringing the knowledge of fermentation, though it's contested by Logan, who claims he had a hand in it due to time travel, of course. They bond, and Thor suggests that Logan may earn a place in Valhalla at the table of Odin himself. The conversation is interrupted by a robbery. Those robbers really chose the wrong place and the wrong time.
You picked the wrong house.
And the crime is cut short by two superpowered heroes. The irony comes in the closing pieces of the scene, as Logan remarks that he is not a god. He may be long-lived, but he isn't planning on immortality like Thor is. Funny enough, these two warriors are then the last at the end of things. Logan now seems to be godlike, on par with Thor in terms of power. Thor even remarks that Logan should be dead, and it's a bit of a funny story there. Seemed like the Phoenix Force had some errands to run, and decided Logan was the person to resurrect for the job. Lucky him. So he gets to brush the dirt off his claws and be reborn, and that seems very on theme with the power in question. Okay, back to the story. So the Phoenix Force wakes up Logan from a dirt nap at the end of times. Awesome! The X-Man formerly known as Wolverine has been around the cosmos a bunch, spending untold eons doing the will of the Phoenix Force. Nice, that sounds like a cool job. Space travel, added health benefits, and all that. And now he's here to help, right? No. Unfortunately for Thor, he is not. Quite the opposite, actually. He's here to burn everything. Less awesome. Why, you may ask? Well, his recent job has been finishing off various stars and black holes across the galaxy in order to truly eradicate all life. The universe is dying, and Wolverine is here to finish the job.
As I recall, it was you who volunteered for the procedure.
Or he would be, except Thor decided to start bringing back life, sweeping together the ashes left when Loki destroyed the planet and shaping it anew. The act is a bit of a speed bump for the Phoenix Force, so Thor has to go. Now, both these heroes may be old, but it seems they're at the peak of their power at this moment. Wolverine begins to attack with his claws, sheathed in the fires of his unknown power, and Thor begins to summon lightning and weather through his hammer. This sounds pretty normal so far. Nothing fancy, but the battlefield is devoid of life. Entirely. For light years upon light years, nothing. So why would Thor hold back? The cyclone he generates is enough to pull planets into its orbit and launch them back at Logan. Now he's weaponizing planets. This makes many of the younger Thor's feats look like child's play. As he does this, he keeps up with the mutants' attacks on him, going measure for measure against this primal power. Logan has never been one to go down easy, of course, so we get to see a new form of him entirely. Bonded with the Force, he becomes the cosmic berserker. Combined with the power and rage of the Wolverine behind it, the Force shapes itself into a massive bird whose fiery wings cross light years. The empty universe comes in handy, as godly powers are unleashed with little abandon. Nothing to worry about destroying out there. You want to throw that planet? Sure, go ahead. There's no one using it. You want to blaze across the sky, ripping through solar systems? Go nuts, my man. Nothing's off limits, making it one of the most incredible battles of Marvel's history. Even if the battle is incredibly even, the ball has to drop one way or another. And it does. Several times. Thor's protective of his family and the world he's created. He's protecting his hope for a future in this desolate universe. And with that in mind, he has to destroy his former friend. As Wolverine nearly takes out Thor's remaining eye, the God of Thunder summons Mjolnir to him, pulling it directly through Logan's chest, a lethal blow to nearly any living being. Unfortunately for Thor, Wolverine isn't just any being. It may be the old age, or it may be the time since he's been Logan, or maybe it's harder to recall which hero has the power over time. There sure were a lot of them, but Logan has always been known for his incredible healing factor. We can call that an honest mistake, but a costly one at that. Wolverine gets the upper hand with the element of surprise. The fight isn't over yet. Logan tells Thor that the destruction will be a mercy, as worse things are yet to come. But as Logan pierces the All-Father's chest, lightning rains down on the Berserker. So who won exactly? That little fact isn't resolved in this issue. In the follow-up, Thor and Logan are both standing and ready to fight. Why? Well, for some reason, the Phoenix Force prevented Logan from dealing the finishing blow. The reason is unclear to both godly beings, but the message is clear. There are more pressing matters at hand, like dealing with Doom. Not the vague notion of Doom, no, but Dr. Doom, minus the doctor part. I guess becoming a god means you no longer need the PhD. Jokes aside, I think it's fair to say Logan did indeed win this fight. The only reason that Thor is up and kicking at the end of the day is the Phoenix Force decided so. Their adventure isn't over yet, and they're off to fight a greater evil. Since Doom isn't the only baddie headed their way, someone's adopted brother found some fancy new powers too, and he's ready to use them. A true battle for the ages, with more on the horizon. Only such a thing could happen at the end of everything. Too bad no one's there to see it. Thanks again for watching, and may you be worthy of any power that comes your way. Bye-bye.